So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining for this presentation. Thank you Israel Club for inviting me. So I want us to start with small contemplation. Let's contemplate about the word goodbye. We all know the word goodbye and what it means. There are good things in our life. There are bad things in our life. There are things that we can say to them goodbye. There are things that we cannot. We don't have control over them. And sometimes I ask myself, did we actually lose control on cybersecurity? Did we actually lose control on cloud security? So let's find out about it. So welcome to my presentation, The Tipping Point of the Digital World. My name is Uriel Kosaiv, the co-founder and the CEO of Simdel Technologies. I'm the author of the Antivirus Bypass Techniques book, which shows you how to bypass any type of endpoint security solution practically, and also how to defend against those bypasses. I myself red teamer and malware researcher for over 30 years, YouTuber, blogger, and also you can follow me by my Twitter handle, Malfazer. So we're living in the world where we have the power of sharing. We can share our ideas, we can share technologies, we can share our thoughts, we can talk to our families, we can basically create new things. It creates amazing things, but also creates a lot of problems. One of those problems, which are also good thing, are the digital transformation. We have a huge leap of digital transformation. We have new technologies emerging in a daily basis. And it's amazing. We have AI, we have cloud, we even use ChatGPT today to do a lot of our tasks. But the problem is that while the technology is so rapidly growing, the security is far left behind. And this is one of those very hard things and hard truths that no one wants to talk about. And today I'm not going to talk about some buzzwords and I don't want to talk to you about some new promises, but I do want to talk about reality, about the truth. And from this truth and from this reality, to try somehow provide something good to this world. So one of the biggest problems in security, I took myself as an attacker and as a defender. I play in both sides as a red teamer and blue teamer, that attackers are winning. They're basically winning. If somebody tells you otherwise, he's a liar. Attackers are getting smarter, stronger, much more sophisticated than ever, and they think deeper into the inner recesses of your systems. So today, the malware are so much sophisticated and the attackers are so much sophisticated, they can bypass any type of antivirus or EDR or cloud security that is implemented in organizations and otherwise. And I can give you an example. I'm blessed with a lot of students around the world. I teach a lot of students how to become hackers and researchers, thank God. And they're working in many EDR and cloud security organizations and companies and products. And one of those students, before he got a job in one of the biggest and well-known EDR companies, he wrote a tool, a very interesting tool. You can look, this tool is called Kernel Cactus in GitHub. And this tool, basically what it does, it exploits a well-known and legit vulnerability in a Windows driver. And by exploiting this vulnerability, it can basically implement any type of driver or rootkit inside your computer. And he managed to kill any EDR and antivirus software, including those that are connected and basically working alongside cloud. Okay, so you can look about it. And again, if we will not think differently and will not understand how those attackers are approaching and attacking and how their minds are working, not only their tools and techniques, we will lose. We'll continue to lose. So again, if we will continue to be software against software, antivirus against some type of a malware, the malware will win. The attacker will win. This is the truth. So I believe that we are not only in the tipping point, we are not only at the edge of a crisis, but we are past on it. We are past it. But there is some kind of a secrecy between the community of cybersecurity researchers that if you ask anyone, they will tell you, we already lost. Now it's only a game of, if you have backups, you can recover from it, from ransomware attack. But if you don't, you basically can go and do whatever you want. And this is how defenders today are look like. It's amazing. It's amazing because I myself work and consult defenders and organizations from how to defend from attacks. And sometimes it's very, very, or should I say most of the time, it's very hard. And it's kind of impossible. You have a lot of telemetry data and logs, and you need to go through a lot of systems, and you have this big red ocean of products, this cloud security product and that cloud security product and that, and EDR and antivirus, and you're going insane. And you have email security, and you have endpoint, and you have DLP, and you have this, and you have that, and it's just insane. It's just insane. While the attacker needs only one vulnerability, one access point to get into organization, the defender needs to go through a hell of big and junk of data and swim by it and make sense out of it. And it's insane. It's just insane. So a lot of organizations will tell, why not making someone else's problem? Why not transferring our product or infrastructures into cloud? Cloud will save us all. Nah, no. And again, I'm not telling this as someone that likes to talk, but as someone that hacks daily into cloud in a different type of organization. It can be Azure cloud, GCP, can be AWS, any type of cloud. And also I'm developing on a daily basis defense and detection logics in those cloud platforms, AWS, Azure, GCP, and so on. So making someone else's problem is not a solution. It's not even close to a solution. And cloud is amazing. Cloud can provide us a lot of, security and maybe help us with privacy and stuff like this, and maybe in some aspects, but it's not the solution. Sadly, we predict that in the coming, let's be blunt, in a coming 5 years, there will be a cyber pandemic, worse than today's. And it will be equivalent to COVID-19, maybe even worse. It will be days where the digital world will basically shut down, critical infrastructure will fall out, people will be hurt, privacy will be lost. And again, maybe as some kind of a lunatic or a crazy prophet, but again, I'm living this and I'm working as a security professional for 30 years, and I see things, and I see a lot of things, and I see a lot of lies, and I see a lot of truths, and I see a lot of other good things and other bad things. I see a lot. So, and not only me, but my colleagues and partners and so on. So we need to do something about it. And let me just give you one example. If you remember the colonial pipelines incident in the United States basically shut down and crippled half of the United States gas stations. There was a huge panic. People ran to, to take more and more gas. Prices went up, and it was, it was a very basic attack. They hacked somehow, they got an initial access, and they used ransomware. Simple Windows ransomware. Yeah, it was kind of sophisticated and advanced to its time. I'm talking about the dark side ransomware, of course. I also did a reverse engineering video about it on YouTube. You can watch it. And it was devastating. Half of the United States, not half of Israel, half of the United States gas stations were crippled, if not even more, just by a ransomware attack. So what we can do about it? So first of all, we need to think and defend differently. We need to protect the critical passage, and we need laser-focused automatic countermeasures. So what is this critical passage? Let me just give you an anecdote. We had the story of Leonidas and its 300 Spartans. Their strategy was to stand their ground in the Thermopylae gates to counter the Persian, or the huge Persian army. They succeeded in some extent. Eventually they lost because they were only 300 soldiers. But their strategy was smart. Their strategy was to staying in their ground in this very narrow passage, and to strike on each Persian soldier with a laser-focused attack, which will terminate him. And this is our strategy. So if you want to understand what is this critical passage, you could contact us and we will explain you. The second thing that we need is to design our technology differently. Sometimes I just think to myself, how this world can be so stupid. How it can be. You create smart devices, you distribute them around the world, and then you expect that everything will be fine. While you have threat actors like the Mirai botnet, I don't think there are one threat actors, there are many threat actors that using this, even teenagers, 16 years old teenagers. You can write your own botnet today and basically hack to any IoT device. And all of those companies will say, all those security companies, IoT security companies will say to you, we can protect it. They're not. Because I tested them. I tested a lot of them and they cannot. It's all sales. They sell to you, sell and sales and sales and sell. Everything is fine. But in the end of the day, if I test your product, what you can do actually to countermeasure those attacks? One of my clients asked me, Riel, why do I need to pay for this EDR product that costs me $3 million a year for only few thousands computers? Because if you can bypass everything, you can break everything. What's the point? Let me just have backups, and that's it. So you have this psychology of people that, and also in CISOs and other security professionals that are thinking like, we're in a white flag, we're lost. And I thought about this point, and I said to him, one of the things that makes a product or a defense system good is not that it can protect everything. Of course, if we can have something that can protect everything, it will be amazing. But something or a company that will initiate a conversation with you, they will cooperate with you, and they will fix their problems. But most of those companies, they're not giving a shit about you or your company. This is the truth. This is the hard truth. And I see it on a daily basis. And In some cases, they are cooperating with the clients and they are fixing. But it's not enough, because we need to implement and design our products differently. We need to have cybersecurity implemented in the hardware level by design in each product, IoT, OT, in any type of device, servers, endpoints, whatever you name it, everything. And we need to start to view the attacks differently. We need to use disruptive perspective and sight. We need to detect malicious intent before it even becomes a threat. So not only to understand the technical aspect of the attack, but the psychology behind them. And in order to do it, it's not enough to use software. You need to use different things. We believe in using strong things like hardware. So I throwing some bits and bytes of information here. If some of you got it, amazing. If not, you can contact us and you can understand what we're talking about. We're a different breed of technology. And I believe, me and my team, that we can do a difference. Our vision in Sindel is basically to have a transparent and effortless cybersecurity user experience. We don't want our users to suffer. We don't want for chief information security officers or CEOs or even the end user to not sleep at night because his privacy is hacked and his pictures is, I don't know, or some, I don't know, very highly classified information is dumped in the internet, which is a daily thing. So in every smart device in the world, if there's planes or cars or smartphones, laptops, servers, whatever, even drones, we want to have security, hardware level security by design, and to make the world secure. And yes, a better place, which is something that a lot of people are not believing anymore. But we are here to make the difference. Thank you very much.